całym życiem. Czechy!
With us too, what's your name? Euro in the stage right now with us. Hei Juho ja Euro, tulkaas meidän kanssa pelailemaan. Laitetaan tämän PlayStation Challenge right now. It's called the Shootout. Juho lähtee, mutta se ei ole harjoitellut meidän kanssa, mutta lähteekään.
Coming on.
A viděl čtvrťáky, řekl jsem, co to je za chlapy, ty mají stav už baráky. Někým 15 přišli tak starý 20 let, ve 20 zazvěli důchodci 30 letý. Pak se časem trošku pozměnili role, já mám zase narozeniny, no ty vole. Já už sakra pamatuju, jak byla v kráme pláž.
A nebo Marriott je tam klíč. Musimy zacząć. Wyjdę Wrócimy tempo.
Please welcome Team Czechia, and please welcome Team Austria,
Welcome to Tampere, day 5 of the 2022 IIHF Men's World Championship. And to start this day, it is Czechia going against Austria as the traditional handshakes prior to the game. The exchanging of the flags and a look at the coaches. Kari Jalonen is the first non-Czech born coach to coach this team at a world championship, and Roger Bader, who was born in Switzerland but has been coaching in Austria for a number of years, in behind the bench for this Austrian team as Czechia tries to bounce back off a loss against Sweden, and certainly Dave favored in this game.
Yeah, and that's the same goaltender, Bernhard Starkbaum, who played against Sweden. It was a close game, but they ended up losing in that one. And for Karel Vejmelka, as we see, can all head to the bench. Looking for a win at this 2022 men's tournament. Didn't finish the game that he started, Vejmelka, against Sweden, so some redemption here.
All wearing the C for Austria in the absence of Thomas Raffel, who is not dressed in this game. There is Michael Kempney, who has made his way over from North America. And a look at the netminders for this game. Karel Vejmelka had the tough start against Sweden, did not make the midway mark of the hockey game before he got yanked. He will get another opportunity, and Bernhard Starkbaum will get the start in this game for Austria. And Starkbaum, 26 of 29 shots he stopped in a 3-1 loss to Sweden.
White first,
in
okay.
Vienna this year.
Red second, white second.
A .928 save percentage in Vienna for Bernhard Starkbaum. And this game gets going, that top line, Cervenka, Krejci, and Blumel out there for Czechia. And in on the attack right off the hop, Kempney, who arrived yesterday and elected to be in the lineup today, and gets the start along with Hronek. Hronek comes for Kempney. Kempney's shot turned away. Comes back at the line for Hronek, in for Krejci, and off the heel of Krejci's stick. And now a quick lead pass up the middle. And Oliver Ackerman trying to, or rather Marco Kasper trying to chase this one down. And offside is called.
Cervenka is having a hot start to the tournament with 6 assists to lead all scorers. And on the other end of the spectrum, the 18-year-old Marco Kasper, who's been pretty sneaky with the puck. And it's not that he's disrespecting the older players, but he's going right after them. And I've been impressed with him stick handling in traffic.
A perfect game for a lot of NHL scouts. Many are staying in Helsinki, so they get to come to Tampere for a 4:20 start, and they get to see 2 high draft picks go head-to-head. David Jiricek, the defenseman for Czechia, and Marco Kasper that Dave was talking about for Austria. Centering pass off a stick, and this will make its way all the way back. As Kondratik will make his way to the bench on the change. And back forward is Jan Skotka. Couple players not in the lineup. Benjamin Baumgartner not in the lineup for Austria. He got injured early in the second period. In the game against Team USA, did not come back and is not in the lineup. We mentioned Thomas Raffel out of the lineup. Dominic Simone is out of the lineup for Czechia. Schmeichel tried to play it across, got turned over at center. And back on the regroup for Dominic Hackl. He'll send a backhander in, gets knocked down by Šimik, and Šimik will send Spocheck away. Spocheck pulls it to the middle of the ice, lets the backhander go, and that's off the side of the net. Tied up along the boards and cleared back in by Heinrich Zahorna. One of 8 players on this Czechia roster that was part of the Olympic squad for them. This gets turned over. Back to the line it comes. Kirschlager lets the long shot go, and that got turned away. Battle along the boards, big Oliver Ackerman trying to play it back in behind the net. Comes off a stick, and David Sklenichka will take it for Czechia, play it back in behind his own net for Jordan. And that'll signal a line change for both teams.
One of the things that Austria did against Sweden in their first game, they got in the way of a lot of passes. And Sweden really couldn't get their offense going. They ended up winning the game 3-1, but it was a good defensive effort by Austria.
Lucas Howden will carry it in, lets the shot go. That sailed wide of Vemelka. It's sent in behind by Cervenka. And this gets chipped up the boards by Kempny and cleared out at center. And hustling back is David Mayer. Comes back to the near side for Marco Kasper, and Kasper will look for some room. Finds a little bit, chips it in. Kempny is on it. Kempny will swing it around the boards, and Czechia back in on the attack with Jakub Brana. Off his stick. Zundel will chase it down for Austria. Plays it across for Heinrich. Heinrich sends it up at center. Huber gets rubbed out there with Tomas Hertl. Back for Jan Skotka, and he'll play it back in behind his own net. Kondratic, and back for Skotka. Brana will play this cross ice. Gets sent in deep. Zahorna was going to go after it, now elects to hang back. And Peter Schneider on the puck. 1 goal in this tournament for Peter Schneider. He tried to lift this into the Czechia zone. He lifts it right over the glass into the netting.
And Peter Schneider was the Ice Hockey League MVP of this past hockey season, and his team, the Red Bull Salzburg unit, is the championship of that league. It's the International Central European Hockey League, acronym, Ice Hockey League.
Peter Schneider's always been a goal scorer. He had 30 in the USHL in Indiana way back in 2010-11. 4 years at the University of Notre Dame. Put up some numbers there. Onto the Indiana Fuel, where he had 16. 15-16, he had 20 with Kalamazoo. So he has been able to find the back of the net.
And his 28 goals this season led the league, as did his 52 points.
This gets cleared in. Vemelka will stop it at the side of the net, and Šimik will play it up looking for Schmeichel. And Schmeichel could not negotiate contact with that long pass. Icing is the call.
And with Michael Kempny in the lineup now for Czechia, that moves Šimik down to the second pairing, as Hronek and Kempny, two established NHLers, team up together for Czechia. And you look at their schedule coming out, and you know that they're going to beat Great Britain. That tough game against Sweden, where the Swedes kind of found their offense. 5-3 loss, and Vemelka wasn't at his best.
Karel Vemelka, the Arizona Coyotes. Nashville pick initially. Kirschlager holds this in at the blue line for Austria. Philip Wimmer gets squeezed out, gets the puck down in behind the net though. And a race for it, and it is grabbed off as Simeon Schwinger, number 36 for Austria, makes his World Championship debut, the 24-year-old. Jordan. He'll drop it back. Spocheck winds his way through center. Spocheck dished it off, and it's on and off of the stick of Heinik Zahorna. Comes back out at center, and Jordan will send it back in again. Mayer's on it. Put it up the boards. Fleck breaks it up. Fleck to the front of the net looking for Spocheck. Splanichka gets it back for a second time, on for Jordan. And the shot from the former Carolina Hurricane is blockered away. Sent back in behind the net. And grabbed off and played up the boards. No score here in the opening period of this contest. Out through center ice. Cleared in for Huber. Huber's watched there by David Krejci. Huber's after it. Nister trying to work it loose. In front it comes, and Vejmelka makes his first good save of the afternoon off Benjamin Nisner. Back at the line for Heinrich. Heinrich tried to play it down low, blocked by Cervenka. And Roman Cervenka with 6 assists in this tournament to lead the scoring. Plays it in deep. Jakub Brana plays it back for Hronek. He'll rip one from the line, high and wide. Michael Kempny will settle it down. Kempny goes cross ice. Brana down low, looking. Had Krejci up in the high slot. Elects to go to Hronek. And Hronek's shot goes up and out of play. Czechia and Austria, no score in the first. Mentioned Thomas Raffel not in the lineup for Austria. Claire Hanna reporting that it is simply a maintenance day for him. Give him a little bit of a breather and get him rested for some big games coming up later this week as far as Austria is concerned. Norway, that game will go tomorrow. Then they have games against Latvia, Finland, and Great Britain, and who knows how important that last game against Great Britain will be as far as seedings are concerned.
Yeah, this tournament comes to these teams in a hurry that are looking for points.
Back to the line, wrist shot blocked in front, rebound, score! Stransky gets the rebound in front and gets Czechia the 1-0 lead. And Bernard Starkbaum is having a chat with the referees.
This was worked back to the point, and it's not a hard slap shot, more of a wrister. And with players going to the net, Stransky's off to the side. There's the contact. Hurdles right skate with Starkbaum, who gets spun around like a starfish in the tidal pool. And with that, Stransky's able to knock it underneath him. Stick is free there by number 44. And Starkbaum's got an argument.
Yeah, this may get looked at right there.
It's in the blue paint. And the contact doesn't allow the goaltender. They're going to take a look. The referee just gave the signal to maintain his positioning. Roger Batter there indicating goaltender interference, and I think it's pretty clear that Hurdle was in the crease.
Mats Fransson of Denmark and Mikael Nord of Sweden. They are the referees for this game. Nicholas Constantino of France Andreas Kreuer of Denmark. The linesman, there's Roger Batter. And we have an official coach's challenge for goaltender interference as Tomas Hertl interfering with Bernard Starkbaum. Spins him around.
Yeah, two Austrian players that were trying to get in the shooting lane and couldn't. This is a great view. As you can see, the left skate of Hertl kicks out the right foot and spins the goaltender, loses his mask as it gets popped off with the contact. I mean, there is no way he's able to make the save. Makes the initial one with the blocker. And Hertl isn't being pushed in at that point, as Wimmer, the defenseman, was trying to check him, but from the rear side. And here's going to be the call.
After video review, the goal is overturned. We have a no goal.
Correct call. Goaltender interference. Which does bring me to the question, though, in which pool did you see a starfish spun around?
Oh, you know, you're walking along the Pacific Ocean. Small little tidal pools, West Vancouver, Lighthouse Park. Come visit.
Good.
Thank you for a nature walk.
Deal. You're on. So this game remains 0-0 with the goal getting overturned.
It's a savvy use of the challenge there for the Austrian coach.
Starkbaum immediately went to the referee and then kind of looked over at the bench, and the call was made. So this game 0-0. Schmeichel trying to work it out of the corner. Mayer is there. Mayer will send it on, and it gets snapped around the boards and all the way back into the Czechia zone. Šimik is after it, gets it on for Jiricek. Jiricek up for Stransky. Stransky, Unterweger at the left point, and it gets cleared back out at center by Šimik. On for Stransky, he'll send it in. Stransky out there with Schmeichel and Cernok for Czechia, and they're going to call this icing, and Stransky doesn't like the call.
No, and the linesman also is hearing it from Šimik, who's teamed up with the youngster David Jiricek, the 18-year-old, who's also going to get drafted early. Good size, right-hand shot defenseman with some offensive upside.
Big part of the Czechia program, U16, U17, U18, 2 World Junior Championships for Jiricek. Might be in Edmonton this summer, I guess. That will be the team that drafts him. We'll have to have that discussion with him as the World Junior will get finished, hopefully. Schneider pulls it to the backhand, send it across. Nisner was there and he couldn't get enough on it.
Just popped over a stick at the last moment. He was in an excellent position to be able to just redirect it past the glove side of Vemelka.
Zahornik after it. Zahornik couldn't gather that loose puck in. Huber back. Huber tried to dipsy his way at the line. He got stopped and right back up the ice. Spocheck gets it in front of the net on the redirect. It was Spocheck that broke the play up at the line and gets the chance on the pass from Yuri Schmeichel, and now a penalty is coming to Austria. And it all starts with that turnover at the offensive blue line.
And it's Spocheck who draws the penalty. He's pushed into the boards by Bernd Wolf. And the Czech Republic, Czechia, pardon me, will go to the power play. Digging for the puck, Wolf gets one shot, and the other one that folds Spocheck down to the ice. Referee top of your screen has a call. Here's the deflection, or the backhand pass, and almost up the toe of the stick. This is the deflection in front of the net. Starkbaum was able to push it aside.
So Bernd Wolf to the penalty box. Czechia to the power play, a power play that is 2 for 6 so far in this tournament. Austria's penalty kill, they've killed 6 of 7 for 85.7%, which is 4th best in this World Championship. Back at the line for Jakub Brandt, a slap shot, and that whistled wide from David Krejci. Hronek getting it back for Vrana. He tried to get it into the high bumper spot for Tomas Hertl, and it gets cleared down the ice. Hronek will circle back. Hronek with the drop. Krejci will carry it in. Krejci dumps it back. Hronek takes it at the line. Comes near side for Krejci. He'll send it back for Hronek. Back for Krejci, back for Hronek. Tried to get it for Tomas Hertl. That's intercepted and cleared up the middle. So power play time here for David Jiricek out with this main group. There's Jiricek with the drop. He does have a power play goal in this tournament. This will get sent in. Cervenka goes in after it. Roman Cervenka on for Spocheck. Spocheck sends it back at the line. Played down low by Kondratik. Up to the edge of the circle there, and a quick shot by Cernak never got through.
Schmeichel with the bump pass along the goal line, and they were trying to get it right to the hash marks there, and Spocheck, it's off the heel of his stick.
There's Jiricek out with that long drop pass again. Cervenka will carry it in, sends it on for Schmeichel. So it was at the end of that exchange between the first unit and the second unit where Jiricek came out. He'll chase this back into his own end. 29 points, or 11 points in 29 games in the Czech League for Jiricek this past season. There's Fleck, Jakub Fleck, the speedster for Czechia. Tried to take it deep, turned it over, and this gets flipped out. And Cernak is trying to argue that this went clean out, and I think he is going to be successful.
Team Austria number 7, 2 minutes still in the game.
Wow! Yeah! This power break we have referee dance games. Oh, Mr. Santa. Dance like a referee. Referee dance. And pass. Check it out. Delay penalty. Match penalty. Go.
So back to the power play for Czechia. As Lebler trying to clear it, put it over top of the glass and out.
They never really got established, Czechia, on their first power play. See if they make some adjustments.
It's the power play that finished the last power play that will get the start on this power play. Spocheck plays it around for Schmeichel, on for Kondratik. Bernd Wolf got a piece of the pass. Bernd Wolf now stays in the battle with Kondratik. And the puck sent in behind the net for Dominic Hackl. And he'll send it down the ice where Jiricek will circle back. Jiricek to the line and in. Shaken up at that World Junior we were talking about, the game against Canada. Spocheck sends it for Roman Cervenka, the former Calgary Flame under Bob Hartley. Cervenka sends it to the goal line, then gets it back from Kondratik. Up top, Jiricek plays give and go. Comes near side for Kondratik. He wanted the one-timer, but Ackerman pressured him immediately and took that play away, and now it's turned over and sent down the ice.
Very good penalty killing by Austria. Their top two forwards are not giving a lot of room, and there's two Czechia players at the net just waiting for the puck to come, and it never has.
Sent back for Tomas Hertl, got off his stick. Hertl circles back and carries in. Czechia did not clear the zone in time, and offside is called.
Hertl just doesn't look settled at this tournament so far, and just had a fantastic season for himself. 64 points, 30 goals on a line with Timo Meier and Alexander Barabanov. They were heads and tails the best line for the Sharks this season.
Benjamin Nisner breaks his stick on that face-off, but the puck does get cleared. And David Krejci will carry it in. Krejci tried to slip it deep. That got turned over. Holding the line there was Killian Zundell for Austria. And another turnover inside the line, and this time Heinrich will send it down the ice.
Yeah, there's times at this tournament where Czechia and in the past have just taken lesser teams for granted, not being as sharp as they should be.
Cross ice pass and the shot off the post by Hronek on the feed from Krejci, and there was plenty of room. Back up for Kasper. Kasper takes it wide on Krejci. Kasper stays with it, sends it back at the line. Near side for Mayer from Bernd Wolf. His shot turned aside. It's backhanded to the front of the net by Brian Lebler. Lebler with 8 shots on goal coming into this game to lead Austria. And cleared back out and a regroup now for Czechia. On for Jordan and back for David Sklenicka. He'll play it on. Blumel with 3 goals so far in this World Championship. Cernak dumps it off for Fleck. Fleck will carry it in. Blumel not on either power play, so coming out now with some different line mates. Jordan will play it across. Sklenicka will play it down low. And Bernd Wolf comes out of the pile with the puck in behind his own net. Sends it out at center. Gets dumped in by Nico Feldner. And right back out the long lead pass as Jordan was trying to spring Blumel.
We've had a couple of games here in this tournament, Group B action, where you get to the last 5 minutes of the period, you look up and it's shots are 3-3. This hasn't been a lot of offensive action. Now, Czechia has had 2 power plays as that post keeps Hronek from cashing in.
He is usually money from that spot and has plenty of room. And pipes it off, puts it off the pipe. Jordan. And it gets lifted out to center ice. Circling back, Kirschlager. And now Šimik takes it. Shots just 3 apiece, despite the fact that Czechia has had 2 power plays. And across for Hertl, he'll drop it back. Kempny goes cross ice. First game in this championship for Michael Kempny. Back at the line, Šimik trying to send it back down low. And Ackerman will take it, put it off the boards, and Kempny will circle back. Kempny, a big part of the Stanley Cup run for the Washington Capitals. Huber deflects it on for Schneider. Peter Schneider with the long wrist shot. Vemelka will fight it off. Came to the side of the net, centering pass for Huber, poked away by Cervenka.
Team Czech Republic, 2 minutes, high stick.
Team Austria hockey fans, willkommen in Tampere. Ich bin so froh, dass du hier bist. Bist du bereit zu schreien? Bist du bereit zu schreien? Bist du bereit zu schreien? Welches Team gewinnt heute? Welches Team gewinnt heute? Of course, DJ Tommy Wackels.
Nikolai Ehlers has Denmark up on Italy 1-0. So another Winnipeg Jet finds the score sheet. Pierre-Luc Dubois leads the tournament with 4 goals. Adam Lowry had a marker for Canada. Nate Schmidt involved in a very emotional contest last night here against Finland. So a power play now for Austria, 0 for 6. Austria still looking for its first power play marker of this World Championship. Kasper at the line for Unterweger in his first game of the tournament. Unterweger sends it for Howdem, and Howdem lifted that over top the net. Snapped, and this will make its way past Unterweger, and down the ice it goes. Third World Championship for Clemens Unterweger. Plays in Klagenfurt. Starts the power play, drops it back for Kasper, on for Howdem. Howdem takes it wide, tried to squeeze his way around Zahorna, couldn't. And Blumel picks up the puck and sends it down the ice.
Yeah, that's a smart play by Czechia in the neutral zone. They forced the pass to the outside, and then as soon as Austria gets in the zone, they're attacked immediately, and Blumel was able to read that pass and get it down the ice.
Ali Wakovitz.
Sorry, Dennis, that's exactly it again. As soon as they get over the line, they're not dumping it in. Czechia realizes that, and they spring two guys on the puck carrier.
Both teams have been somewhat guilty of that. Heinrich carrying it out through center. There's that drop. Wakovitz will find a little bit of room. Again, it doesn't get deep, but it is controlled at the line. Heinrich will send it on for Schneider. Schneider will play it back for Heinrich. He'll go cross ice. Power play and a good stick there as the attempted pass back from Mister gets deflected. Heinrich back for it. One assist in this championship for him. That's turned over. And David Krejci will send it all the way back down the ice. So we've had 3 power plays in this game and a grand total of 0 power play shots. Tied up in the corner. Lebler trying to gather it in. Kent Cervenka scores. Roman Cervenka gets his first of the tournament to go along with 6 assists. This one will stand, and Czechia 1-0 lead.
You know, he was going to get his due. Assists coming into this game, and his first goal opens the scoring. After some puck retrieval down low, Austria gets too many men caught in the corner. Cervenka comes at the right spot at the right time, and blocker's shot. Starkbaum was guessing glove, couldn't readjust in time, and the captain puts one in. That's the money shot right there.
Finds the far corner, and Czechia on the board. Hackle back into his own end, on for Bernd Wolf. Wolf through center. This will get deflected in by Ganal. Ganal after it. He'll take a bump in the corner. Blumel will pick up the assist on the goal, so he'll add another point. Looks like Kondratic may have got a stick in there as well.
Yes, Kondratic moved it down from the corner after Austria overloaded and lost the battle. And Blumel got his eyes up in a hurry. Cervenka coming down into the play at the right time.
So 7 points for Cervenka, 5 now for Mate Blumel, the 21-year-old. Jordan will slip this back into his own end for Spocheck. Spocheck plays it through for Fleck. So we're seeing that play with Czechia, even 5-on-5. The power play drop, where the defenseman sends it back to the forward, who is coming up with some speed. There's another look at the goal.
And if you're a left-hand shot coming on the goaltender, low blocker, it's not as sexy as high glove, but it's way more effective.
And a 1-0 lead. 39 games played with Calgary, by the way, for Cervenka.
Yeah, he never really got settled in Calgary. Had some injury issues and shot deflected towards the net. And just couldn't play his style of hockey versus what Bob Hartley wanted.
His numbers were all right. 9 goals, 17 points in the 39 games that he played.
Yeah, in and out of the lineup with sickness, injury, and decided to come back to Europe and keep putting up the points.
Face-off will be to the left of Bernard Starkbaum. Comes into this game with a 3.00 goals against average and an .896 save percentage. 3-1 loss to Sweden. And then Austria with a 2-0 lead in the second period on Team USA. And they did get a point out of that game. Adam Gaudette tied it in the third. And then they took the game to overtime where Luke Hughes had the winning goal for Team USA, but a big point for Austria.
They were very pleased, and their effort was better than the United States, but the U.S. found a way on the 3-on-3 portion. Luke Hughes on a breakaway.
Krejci swings it down low. Marco Kasper will play it up the boards, heads to the bench on the change, and back for the loose puck, Filip Hronek, averaging 23 minutes and 15 seconds per game, and that will do the opening period. So a 1-0 lead, Czechia, as the captain, Roman Cervenka, opens the scoring.
Shots on goal in the first period. Team Austria 5, Team Czechia 6. Laukaukset maalia kohti ensimmäisestä erästä, Itävalta 5, Tsekki 6. And in Helsinki, the score between Team Italy and Team Denmark 0-1. Ja Helsingissä samaan aikaan pelattavassa ottelussa Italia-Tanska, tilanne tällä hetkellä 0-1.
Ja, ich warte auf dich, dass du mich bewegst. Ich bin
After video review, the goal is overturned. We have a no goal.
The score after the third period, Team Czechia 1.
Let's go our first 20 here, guys, okay? Yep, yep. White first, okay? Red second, white second.
Hep, 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 hep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, outside, outside. Outside of 48, outside, okay? Outside. Hip, hip. Good goal, good goal.
If you want to check it for goaltender interference, you need to challenge it with a risk to take a minor. You want a challenge with risk for a minor? Okay. Yeah, he's inside and his right foot gets kicked away by your player. Yeah, but the skate is inside. The body is outside and the skate is inside, and that's what counts. Yeah? Whoa, that's not a good line change, buddy.
Hip, hip, hip. Have a high stick, come on. 6, high stick.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Thanks.
Karel Vejmelka faced 5 shots, stopped all 5. Bernard Starkbaum faced 6 shots and stopped 5. Roman Cervenka with the only goal. There's David Krejci, who's off to a good start in this tournament. First time David Krejci has been at the World Championship since 2018. That one was in Denmark. Boston over Toronto in 7 games in that playoff, and then they lost in 5 to Tampa. And David Krejci made his way over to the World Championship. Mate Blumel with an assist on the goal by Roman Cervenka.
Krejci just turned 36 about 3 weeks ago, and he still has game. Good in the face-off circle, a heady passer, and defensively responsible.
Watch him first.
Yeah, young Blumel at 21, playing with a couple of 36-year-olds, Cervenka and Krejci. Second period gets going. Michael Kempney, we were going to check his ice time in the first period, but he was kind of a late addition. I'm not sure they got him into the system because despite the fact he played, got a penalty, his ice time on the score sheet right now just says 0. So Unterweger tried to get out of his own zone, could not. Unterweger led Austria in ice time in the opening period. And the blast from the blue line is grabbed and held. Good snare there by Bernard Starkbaum.
And that's Kempney with the slap shot. Won a Stanley Cup with Washington in 2018. Signed a 4-year contract. And then in the offseason before 2019, tore his Achilles in training. Made it back to Washington. Was sent down to play for their American League team to get some games in. And his first game sent down, he was run into by one of the ice scrapers that come around and take the snow off, and went down. They didn't think too much of it, and he was done for the season. Just a wonky injury and a write-off year for him.
Schneider tried to trap that up the boards. It got away from him. Cleared back for Blumel. On for Cervenka, and he'll rip one, and Bernard Starkbaum comes out to the top of the crease and beyond. Makes the save off Cervenka.
And it's tough to defend a pass that comes from the left wing blue line to the right side center ice to the left side blue line to spring Cervenka in. Those are 2 hard passes, about 80 feet one way and then back to where it came from. And Cervenka's in there for that hard shot that Starkbaum came out of the net to make.
Ganal up at center. Ganal wearing the C on the jersey in the absence of Thomas Raffel. Came to the front of the net. Chance in tight by Tomas Hertl. And Starkbaum makes the save. Vrana trying to break it up. Zahornik with Hertl and Vrana. The line out there now for Czechia. Flipped up off the glass. Feldner will give chase for Austria. He gets cut off at the pass by Skotka, and back in for Czechia with Tomas Hertl. Hertl to the front of the net, and Zahorna couldn't get a stick on it. Collision there at the side of the net as it gets cleared by Feldner. On the backhand, he'll carry it in, squeezed out by Kondratic. Kondratic on the loose puck on for Vrana. He'll stuff it ahead at center for Stransky. Stransky got spun around. Vrana follows up and tries to jam that in the short side. And Starkbaum will hang on to it.
Vrana just ran out of room as he was able to get sprung in the neutral zone for a 2-on-1. Left-hand shot was dragging it behind his hip to fake a shot, and then just ran out of a shooting angle and pumps it to the goalie. Easy stop for Starkbaum.
We welcome those watching and listening on Sport 1 in Ukraine. For obvious reasons, their commentators not at this World Championship. Tied up along the boards to the right of Vamelka. Jiricek will send it on. Cernak won 5 of 7 faceoffs in the opening period for Czechia. This play just a little slow in developing at the blue line. An offside is called.
Austria is a replacement team at this tournament. They were relegated in 2019, and part of their winless streak at the 2019 World Championship was an 8-0 loss to the then Czech Republic, now Czechia. That was their second to last game. They had to win against Italy to stay in, and they lost in a shootout 4-3. Austria did, and were relegated. Didn't play any games in the Division 1A pool for 2 years. The championship had been canceled, and they're back.
2 medals all time for Austria, both bronze. And I don't think you'll remember either of them, 1931 and 1947. Because I don't remember either of them, and you're way younger than I am.
I do know that in 1947, then Czechoslovakia won the gold with a Canadian coach, Mike Buckner. You didn't see that game, did you?
No.
Okay.
Sklenicka. I'm not going to buy you lunch.
Oh, I know. There's an orange sitting here since yesterday. It's my lunch.
On for Fleck. Fleck will get squeezed out in the corner. Howden trying to stay with Sklenicka. Gets cleared up at center. Lebner will send it in, and Jordan will go after it for Heinik Zahorna. Younger brother of Thomas, who has been at a number of world championships. They play together. There's a shot that never got through. Schneider blocked it. Club play. Back at the line for Kempny. It gets away from him and grabbed off, and some room for Huber. Plays it through for Schneider. Schneider gets tangled up there with Kempny. Schneider trying to work it free. On it is Hronik. Hronik jams it to the far side boards. Had a couple of Austrian players, Schneider and Huber, both trying to take it away from him. And they wave off icing. Good call. And Hronik will go back. On for David Krejci. For Cervenka. Tried to slip that back through for Krejci. Heinrich breaks it up. On for Ganal at center. Hronik will turn it up ice quickly, and back for Blumel. For David Krejci. Krejci from the outside inside trying to work around Zundel. Zundel got some down low help from Ganal, and Ganal right back in for Austria. Along wrister, and that goes off the stick and up into the netting. And we'll get a stoppage in play.
And the reason I brought up a Canadian coach for Czechia is that that's the last time a non-Czech coach was behind the bench. And then up until this tournament, and Kari Jalonen, the Finn, taking over the Czechia team for this tournament.
Took over from Philip Passan. They didn't like what they saw at the Olympics.
No, they did not.
And they make the change, and it's a 2-year deal for the former coach of the year in the Finnish league multiple times.
Yes, he's going to coach the Finland entry at the World Juniors in 2023 and 2024. But between now and then, he was going to be the bench boss for Czechia.
Craig Ramsey, of course, with success with Slovakia. Bob Hartley for the longest time coached Latvia. Dave Lewis spent some time with Belarus. Back to the line, Czechia in a change. And Šimik didn't want to play it for fear of too many men on the ice. Jiricek will send it on for Tomáš Hertl. He had Stransky headed for the front of the net, and Hackl got a stick on the pass and deflects it up and out.
Yes, and he immediately goes to change and is kind of wiping his arms, saying non-intentional and having the puck go off his stick and out of play. And it's a fine line. If you whack at it to put it out of play in your own zone, it's a penalty. If it's deflecting off your stick like that did, it is not a delay of game puck over glass.
Mate Stransky, who thought he had a goal early in this game, only to have it called back because of goaltender interference. With Tomáš Hertl, the guilty party for Czechia. To the front of it it comes, and just beyond the reach of Brian Lebler. And now a wrister from Wimmer at the line, and Vejmelka will hang on to that.
And that's the first shot he's seen in this second period. Karel Vejmelka, not entirely busy. Boy, he just had a rough go in his NHL debut. Lost his first 9 straight starts. His first win for the Arizona Coyotes was November 21st against Los Angeles, stopping 37-38 in a 2-1 overtime victory. Remember that game? Copa Bianco with the game winner?
He had some good games. In between all of that, there were some rough spots. As Arizona kind of battling injuries with their netminders. Sklenicka, Jordan, Spinorama move to get around Huber. Jordan sends it back for Zahorna. Older brother of Radim Zahorna in the Pittsburgh system. Backhander in front of the net, and then Fleck flipped that one wide. Zahorna sends it into the corner. Spocheck trying to play it out front. This gets intercepted. Nister will bank it off the boards, but doesn't get it out. Spocheck will play it back down. Sharp angle try, save made. As Fleck tried to whip that to the short side. Jakob Fleck with a goal in this tournament. Hronek takes it to the outside. Leaves it back. Cervenka drops for Hronek. Tried to get it back to Cervenka. Intercepted. Feldner gets it to center no further, and Cervenka right back with Blumel. He'll leave for Krejci. Krejci backdoor play. Comes for Kempny. Kempny will take a bump from Ganal. He'll dish the puck off for Blumel. He'll drop it back for Hronek. Krejci, Blumel. Tried to get it to the side of the net for Cervenka. Didn't get enough on it. And that allowed Unterweger to clear.
They're trying to paint a pretty picture. Getting the puck towards the net, but no shot.
There's a chance and a misfire by David Krejci. He's had a couple of those in this game.
Late in the shift for him, he got the pass to Springham.
To the front of the net it comes Ganal. Trying to get a stick on that pass from Wakovitz. Ganal right in front of the Austrian bench. Ali Wakovitz trying to carry it in, knocked off his stick by Tomáš Hertl. And Zindel will send it on for Heinrich. Lays it through, deflected to the side of the net by Nico Brunner. Brunner gets tied up in behind the net. puck does come loose and it's cleared out at center, and Heinrich will quickly retreat. Sent back in again on the near side by Nico Brunner. Brunner will chase it down in the corner. Up in the high slot is Oliver Ackerman, waiting for it to come to him. Now it does. He'll play it for Hackle. Hackle looking to the front of the net. The puck is loose. And a great defensive stick there by Michael Kempny to whip that away before Lebner could put it in the open side.
It just felt the stick of Lebner, and Vejmelka hadn't readjusted to get to his left. That was a great chance, but not even tested.
Big Stransky carries it in, the shot off a stick. Stransky chases it down, sends it back for Jiricek. Jiricek away from Kasper. The two youngsters, draft eligible, and many, many scouts in this building to watch those two here this afternoon. This afternoon turns to evening in Tampere. Nokia Arena is where we are. The crowd reacts as Jiricek goes down, play goes on.
Well, he lost a tire at the blue line as well, so we're gonna have to get his edges checked on that right skate.
Cernak gives chase to the corner boards. Cernak pokes it loose. Stransky gets tied up in the corner. And the puck up the boards. Kasper trying to get a stick on it, does, and here comes Marco Kasper. Winds his way to the line, goes to the backhand, tries to get around Šimik. Šimik stays with him, Kasper stays on it, gets it for Schneider. And now intercepted by Schmeichel. And Czechia on the regroup with Šimik.
Well, Austria just doesn't have enough to get shots towards Vejmelka, pardon me. Just one shot, and there's a dump in.
Vejmelka will hang on. We will step aside.
Volunteer of the game. In this game, Elli Järvinen from the first aid team.
So just a 1-0 lead here for Czechia. Dominic Simon not in the lineup, so we'll tie the offense and Simon together. You go back to the 2019 championship in Slovakia, Czechia, that line of Dominic Simon, Jakub Voracek, and Michael Frolik. So dominant. That's jammed to the front of the net by Nisker, turned away by Vejmelka. Simon had 12 points. Voracek led the way with 16. Michael Frolik had 14. Spocheck waiting for it on the near side, never got to him. Dominik Kubalik had a big tournament offensively. Filip Hronek had a big tournament offensively with 11 points. And we thought we would see some of that offense in this game. But give Austria some credit, as they have locked it down defensively and not really given Czechia as much as maybe we expected they would get.
Well,
Spocheck.
2 games now that Austria has been this strong in their own end. I mean, you have a team that's a replacement team invited up to participate in the top group, and you think as they go offside, the Czechia group do, you think there might be a blowout along the way. This game's still yet to define itself, but a 2-goal loss to Sweden in their opener. And then they were ahead against the United States their last game, lost that one in overtime. So not a lot of goals for, but not a lot of goals against.
Czechia it's an easier part of the schedule for Czechia. Austria today, off day, and then they'll play Latvia, off day, they'll play Norway. And then it finishes back-to-back with a couple of good tests for Czechia against USA and Finland. Filip Hronek sends it down to the goal line, but a clean win today for Czechia. And they will jump into third spot in this pool, ahead of the United States. Both of the teams would have played 3 games. U.S. coming off the loss last night against Finland. Slap shot from Krejci turned aside. And then USA had that other point probably get away from them, perhaps, despite the fact they were down 2-0 to Austria. They did win the game in overtime, but instead of it being a 3-point clean win, ended up being 2 points, and thus Czechia with a clean win today can get ahead of the U.S. in the standings. Kempny will send this up, taken by Zohorna. He'll chip it in. Heineck Zohorna rubbed out in the corner along with Bernd Wolf. Zohorna gets a little bit of help from Jakub Vrana. Vrana, the Detroit Red Wings, one-time Washington Capitals. Shot from the line is grabbed and held, and we'll get a stoppage in play. 1-0 Czechia with the lead. Day 5 of this championship underway. Our second game in this building, Sweden and Great Britain. Sweden will look to go to 3-0. There's a slap shot from the line by Kondratic, and that's turned aside. Vrana tried to get in behind the net. It's intercepted. Howdem sends it cross ice, and the wrist shot from Kirschlager is grabbed and held.
Pushing and shoving behind the net, but nothing comes of that. And you mentioned Sweden. Their 2 wins so far in the tournament against these 2 teams that are playing against each other. As Howdem gets it up the ice, and a sneaky shot through the defender. But it's held on to. Kirschlager is able to get it off, but not get anything after that, because Vejmelka is better in this game where things are sticking to him. In his previous outing against Sweden, pucks were bouncing off him all over the place.
To the blue line, Mayer on for Unterweger, and that shot headed over top the net. But Vejmelka, a good first baseman, will reach up and snare it.
Vejmelka did get some pre-tournament games against Switzerland and Finland, stopping 44 of 45. But he's talked about his time in Arizona as he stops another one. There were 10 times this season he faced 40 or more shots. He saw 51 shots, the most this past season for him, in a 5-3 loss to Carolina.
And will prepare to play in a different building in Arizona next season.
Maybe he can take some college courses.
Could be on campus. As the Coyotes part ways with Gila River Arena. Puck in behind the Austrian net. After it is Zohorna. You'll get a little bit of help from Schmeichel. Schmeichel back for Zohorna, got away from him. And Mayer's there to put it off the boards and down the ice. Don hustling back. And this will be an icing call against Austria.
Verdun, one of the few players on this Czechia roster that played in the KHL. Obviously the NHLers, Vrana and Hronek playing for Detroit. You have Hertl and Šimik for San Jose. Simone, who's not playing, your Anaheim Duck entrant. We've been talking about Vejmelka with the Arizona Coyotes. He'll turn 26 on the 25th of May.
It is a team management market. There's Krejci with the shot. That's off the outside of the post. Speculation is there will be a number of players that are from other countries that played in the KHL last year that will be looking for places to play. Many of them finished up in other leagues at the end of this current past season. 5:52 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Czechia. Roman Cervenka, the only goal in this game, leads the tournament with 7 points. That was his first goal. Blumel with the assist, 5 points for him in this championship. It's been a good start as he plays with Cervenka and Krejci.
That point will tie Cervenka with Pavel Patera. 47 points overall at the National League or national team level.
Jaromir Jagr is the points leader, 70 points in 70 games. David Vaborny leads in games played. At the line for Vrana. Vrana goes cross ice, slap shot by Kondratic, never got through. Got tied up in the equipment of Feldner, and then it gets sent down the ice, and back is Ganal, first on it. Ganal sends it to the near corner. Hackl is in from the line. Hackl plays it back. Waiting for it was Schwinger, but it wasn't in the wheelhouse for him. And it's cleared. Simeon Schwinger making his World Championship debut for Austria. Shot through some traffic from Hackl. And Vejmelka picked it up a little late, but finds it and hangs on to it.
Skotka, the defenseman, going to him afterwards because he was trying to deflect the shot and kind of indicated, okay, I'll let you see it. The Krejci shot gets past traffic, but off the outside of the bar.
Krejci came into this game 18 of 26 faceoffs, 69.2%. Fourth best in the World Championship. Him and Tomas Hertl, but you mentioned this earlier, we haven't really seen much from Hertl, or Vrana for that matter, in this tournament.
Vrana's at least been skating and commanding some ice with the puck. He always looks to carry it a little extra longer and find some open ice, but Hertl, he's at his best when he's near and around the net, but the pucks just haven't got to him, or he hasn't got to the space to get open.
Ryan Lebler carries it back in, headed to the front of the net. The redirect there, Nico Brunner never got enough on it. They've had a couple of those to the front of the net. That was the other way. Lebler had a chance earlier that he couldn't get a stick on. This time it was Lebler setting it up for Brunner, and he couldn't tap it in.
Such a skill to make a saucer pass that lands flat and quickly.
Jakob Fleck trying to pull it out of the pile. Ends up back in behind the net for Philip Wimmer. Wimmer sends it up the left side boards. And a little bit of room for Lucas Howden. Fleck takes it away from him.
Yeah,
leaves it for Sklenicka.
Fleck's going to win a race to a puck. He can certainly scoot
Long lead pass, speaking of scooting. First on the puck is Fleck. He'll play it back. Spocheck, Sklenichka, Spocheck, Fleck. Trying to get that back for Spocheck, and it was blocked. Sklenichka. Fake to go cross ice. Kasper was right on him. Wimmer trying to clear it, but Philip Hronek is on the loose. Puck, Hronek. He'll drop it back. Cross ice, Cervenka trying to set that up for Spocheck. Spocheck plays it off the sideboards back for Hronek. Hronek again being watched by Kasper. Dished it off to Cervenka. Tried to get it back for Hronek. Bounces towards the blue line, and Cervenka spins it down low and then gets it back for Hronek. Howden keeping an eye on Hronek, and now the loose puck flipped out of harm's way by Philip Wimmer. And Hronek will settle it down in his own zone.
Czechia putting Austria in the spin cycle there on that shift.
Huber sent it for Feldner. Feldner couldn't get a stick on it. And David Krejci will lift this out at center. Back for Krejci. Chases this down in the Austrian zone. Unterweger rubs Krejci out. Zahorna on the loose puck. Mayer all over him. Krejci. Kondratic. Kondratic will set it up for Jakub Vrana. That shot block came back to him. And Vrana with the quick release. And Bernard Starkbaum makes another stop. That comes with 1:47 left in the period.
There's that saucer pass that wasn't flat and bounced. Perhaps some instruction there on how to execute the flat sauce. And if you were with us from the opener, I was saying that Czechia probably leads every team here in attempting and making saucer passes. And that last rush up the ice, 3 of them, up, down, and across. It's fun.
Not an easy pass to complete. Not as easy as one would think.
You need that toe curve, and it's a flick of the wrist.
Played around for Zahorna. Kondratic trying to get a stick on it. It bounces around, and finally Ganol will catch up to it at center ice for Austria, and he'll play it deep in Kondratic. Trying to skate it out of his own zone. Ali Wakovitz knocked it off his stick and is back in for Skotka. He'll circle back. 1 minute left to go here in period number 2. Kondratic had it get away from him.
This game doesn't have the intensity of others we've seen so far here early.
You wonder if it's that time of the tournament. There's lots of games. Austria plays 7 games in 10 days. So you do wonder, in some cases, players haven't played for a while. Some have been at training camp for a little while to get prepared for this, but you get the adrenaline rush at the start of the tournament, and then you wonder somewhere in the middle you don't have this little lull.
Well, you hope it doesn't appear in game 3, but that's what we're experiencing, these two teams.
You know, Thomas Raffel not playing today. Dominic Simone not in the lineup.
Raffel, the 35-year-old and acting captain. But not today because, as you mentioned, getting a maintenance day.
You know, you wake up, you're in a different hotel. Offside gets called. The body just doesn't feel like it wants to get up and get at it. I think it was probably tough on the weekend games with the early starts, the 12:20 start. We'll have that again on Saturday. Although players more accustomed now to different time starts. We see it way more in North America than what we ever used to. We, you know, with television times and everything else, we see games that are starting at noon. And
my favorite is a 6 o'clock start. You get the morning skate, you have time to have a meal, have a little bit of a snooze, but you get the game over with. It's so tough after a game to get back to sleep. You still can maybe get a meal in you.
There's a shot save on the short side. I like the 2 o'clock. No morning skate, you're home by 6. And that is a broadcaster, not from your standpoint as a player.
See the difference?
Ralph Bader sees his team down by 1.
Been coaching in Austria since 2014, but he's born and raised in Switzerland. Coached there from 88 to 2013.
We're seeing more, well, we talked about some of it. You do see coaches move around a little bit more now. Got a Finnish coach in behind the Czechia bench. David Krejci has the stick knocked out of his hand. On for Howden. Howden forced to the backhand. Good play by Kempny to knock it off his stick. Comes around, and that will just about do it for period number 2. A goal by Roman Cervenka is the only offense we have seen in this game at Nokia Arena. And a 1-0 Czechia lead, 40 minutes done.
Team Austria 0. Tilanne toisen erän jälkeen Czech 1, Itävalta 0. Shots on goal in the second period. Team Austria 7, Team Czechia 10. Laukaukset maalia kohti toisessa erässä. Itävalta 7, Tsekki 10.
Stay on the line.
In Helsinki, the score between Team Italy and Team Denmark 0-1. Ja Helsingissä tilanneottelussa Italia Tanska 0-1. Team Austria 7, Team Czechia 10.
Stay on the line. Stay there. Right? Good. Thank you.
Ilman heitä kukaan teistä ei olisi täällä tänään, joten näitä vapaaehtoistyötä. Siitä, että turnaus ja parhaillaan oleva peli täällä on käynnissä. Jokaisessa pelissä valmiksemme yhden vapaaehtoistyön.
The score after the second period, Team Czechia 1, Team Austria 0.
Come on, guys. Yep, this is good. Come on, guys, come on.
Sticks down, boys, sticks down. Watch the crease. Chervenka, watch the crease. That's your own player. That's Stark bounce. That's Stark bounce.
Hey, hey, let it go, 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 come on. Let it go, guys. We're fine, it's on the ice. It's a reaction, okay? It's not a slash when it's coming on the ice, okay? The slash is up from top. Up!
Jobba, jobba, jobba. Får vi ihop det här.
Good hit, good hit. Hey, guys, outside. Both of you guys, okay? Move away, come on. Come on, guys, guys.
Marco! Kaspar! Come here! Marco! Come here! On the face-off. Stay on the line, stay still, right? Good, thank you.
Shot 16-12 in favor of Czechia through 2 periods as the third period about to get underway. Look at David Krejci, the veteran of that Czechia team. And there's Clemens Unterweger making his World Championship debut for Austria.
Yep.
Michael Kempny in his first game.
Austria first, come on.
With Czechia as Peter Nedved, the general manager of this Czechia team, brings another player over. Lebner with the shot, and that just ticked off a stick and went wide, so a quick start here for Austria. David Krejci will send this rink wide. Cervenka pulls up, drops it back for Hronek, tries to split his way into the Austrian zone through a couple of defenders. Off a stick and cleared. Howden trying to send that ahead for Kasper. Kasper might have had some room. There's a delayed penalty coming to Czechia.
Does Starkbaum know about it? Now he does.
There he goes. Peter Schneider circles all the way back at center, brings it in. He can rip it, and he just did. And Vejmelka makes the save and hangs on. And a slashing penalty coming, and Austria will go to the power play for the second time in this game.
This is in the neutral zone. As Austria was about to take off down the ice. And Cervenka trying to just knock the stick and hopefully the puck free on the back check.
There is the penalty right there as Cervenka glares over at the official. 1-1 between Italy and Denmark. Alex Patan and Nikolai Ehlers, your goal getters there. Alex Patan playing for Italy. Heinrich will wind it up. He'll drop it back for Schneider. Sends it off the corner boards. Klenichka's first on it and turns and sends it back down the ice.
I haven't seen a lot of teams that with their power play break-in will make the dump-in play. Morally, they try to relay it through the neutral zone to the boards like that.
Ali Wakovitz turns in the corner, bumps there with Blumel. Wakovitz trying to get it back to the line, does. Schneider near side, takes the pass from Heinrich, gives it back to him. Heinrich the wrist shot, and Karel Vejmelka, right-handed catching netminder, will make the save and hang on to it.
Heinrich is one of 7 different players that played for the Red Bull Salzburg team that won the league championship. They finished first overall in the league and then were undefeated in their 3 series, walking right through and outscoring teams 40-16. And swept Farivar in the final 4 games to nothing.
In across for Kasper. Kasper tried to get that for Feldner. And play gets whistled down at the line.
Marco Kasper from Innsbruck. His father Peter also played for the national team. His father was a defenseman. And Austria is letting this opportunity on the power play just kind of sift away from them.
Lots of scouts in this building to watch David Jiricek and Marco Kasper. And this would be a tough game for scouts to try and take a look at a couple of players. Hasn't been very free-flowing. Cernak, short-handed in for Czechia. Tried to get a backhander through. Getting a stick on that was Howden to deflect it away. Drop pass from Kasper. Now Howden will skate it in. He'll drop it for Feldner. Feldner back for Howden. Getting there first was Skotka. Plays it around the boards, but it's gobbled up there. Kasper. At the line, Unterweger near side. Slap shot coming from Howden. And kicked away by Vejmelka.
Feldner, the net front presence there, but wasn't in the eye line of the goaltender. As a successful entry into the zone, they finally release it off to the side to young Marco Kasper. But not a lot of shots in this game into the 3rd period, just 14 for Austria. There's 3 power plays in the 1st period, no shots from either team registered, and so far just the one for Vejmelka to hold on to.
There's been a couple of goal posts. We had a disallowed goal. The goal posts both coming for Czechia, one from Hronek, one from David Krejci. Power play is over. We had a goal early in this game that was called back. Stransky thought he had it, but Tomas Hertl had interfered with netminder Starkbaum, and the goal was disallowed. And it was the right call.
It was, and the goaltender Starkbaum, you translate his name to English, Strong Tree.
You have way too much time on your hands.
And 10 years in Germany.
Slipped out to center ice. Krejci trying to get a stick on it, can't. Heinrich will take it back into his own zone. His defense partner Zundel will make his way to the bench on the change. Gets dumped in. Vejmelka tried to leave it in behind the net, but pressure coming from Gunal. Stransky on for Schmeichel, around the boards for Skotka, back up for Stransky, back for Schmeichel. Try to play it through for Cernak, and again offside called at the line.
There was a time where the Czech Republic, Czechia, were unbeatable at this tournament. They have 6 gold medals. 3 of them came in that run of 99, 2000, and 01. And then 4 bronze as well. So between 1996 and 2012, those 17 years, 11 medals.
Yeah, they went on that run. It was remarkable what they accomplished. Schmeichel sends this around. Cernak for Stransky. Stransky back for Cernak. Cernak spinning off the boards as Ackerman went down. Cernak to the front of the net, off the side of the net. Cernak on the loose puck centers. Good stick there by Starkbaum to break it up. And he'll deflect it out the center, and Šimik is back for it. Chipped it to an open wing, and here comes Kasper.
Look at those feet go.
Marco Kasper plays it on for Howden. Howden and Šimik tie each other up. Brana's on the puck and plays it on for Blumel. Blumel has David Juracek with the stick ready for a one-timer, and the pass never came back. Juracek trying to hold it in. Howdem on the loose puck, and Howdem will skate it out. Howdem plays it down low, intercepted, and Tomas Hertl will get it back out at center. Lebler stopped inside the line. Hertl will play it back into his own zone. Juracek for Šimik. Šimik up the middle. Finds Zahorna. On for Fleck. Jakob Fleck gets rubbed out. Mayer's on the puck. Plays it up the board. Spocheck breaks it up. Back for Fleck. Schneider can't get a handle on it, but it does pop out to center ice. Gordon will play it back for Sklenichka. On for Fleck with some speed. Fleck with the wrister to the short side. Good quick release. And Starkbaum takes that one up high.
Yeah, right up the mask.
Spocheck back at the line. This gets kept in at the blue line by Jordan. Back for Spocheck. Michael Spocheck dishes it off, waits for it at the line. Played in behind for Cervenka. Cervenka trying to work it out front. Does! Spocheck gets a shot away. And a save made by Starkbaum. Good shift there for Spocheck. Cervenka pulls up inside the line. Tried to get it down for David Krejci. Vukovic breaks it up, gets it to the line, and on for Ganal. Ganal through for Feldner, and Feldner will play it in. Pamelka comes out. Sends it on for Hronek, and Hronek will just lift this back to the Austrian line. Bernd Wolf snaps it off the boards. Feldner was waiting for it. Stopped there by Kempny, and back for Cervenka. He got stopped at center. Feldner gets squeezed out by David Krejci, and Kempny's on it. Kempny signed by the Chicago Blackhawks as an unrestricted free agent in 2016 out of Europe. The Hawks had signed Artemi Panarin a year earlier, right before he had that real good World Championship. And Artemi Panarin with the overtime winner in Game 7. Rangers in Pittsburgh. Krejci. Out the center it goes. Stransky will jam it out. Deflected in. And Nico Brunner after it, but play stopped. 12-12 left to go in the third on a 1-0 game.
Next to me is Shootout from Czechia and Vilma from Austria. When they speak, you answer. Let's go!
Talked about Peter Nedved, the general manager of Czechia, and another player on his way, and it's a big name. David Pastrnak of the Boston Bruins will come over and join his former Boston teammate Krejci. This one bounces around. Starkbaum is down. Some of the Czechian players thought it was perhaps in the net, but it is under Starkbaum.
Hertl with the shot that is deflected, and then when it gets to the front of the net, it's just loose for a moment. Starkbaum is able to scissor his legs together and hold on to it. And Pastrnak with 40 goals and 77 points this season for the Boston Bruins, wearing a letter captain, and Nedved, you know, he understands the drill. For a team that finished 9th at the Olympics, change is underway. They finished 7th last year. They want to get back to being one of the top 5 teams in the world, but their ranking is 7th.
Where the David Camp of the Toronto Maple Leafs may also be coming over. Vejmelka with the save on the short side shot there from Benjamin Nisner. And Vejmelka will hang on to it. We were talking about the U.S. goaltending situation last night. Alex Nedeljkovic has returned home. And Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins also on his way over to join Team USA.
So some series being completed. Players who want to get something from their season make the decision to come over and join their country, respective countries, at the 2022 Men's World Hockey Championship here in Helsinki.
And this is not to be critical of any player or country, but it is more of an honor for the European players to come over and play in this championship maybe than it is for North American players. North America, of course, it's all about the Stanley Cup.
Well, you think about it as a young hockey player, you're watching your club team, you're from Europe, and then you see that the players you watch in your home city go on to represent your country. And of course, this signal is picked up in every European hotbed hockey nation, and the World Championship to them is akin to a Stanley Cup. Then they get older and they realize they can go to North America, but North American kids grew up with watching Hockey Night in Canada, chasing after the Stanley Cup.
For countries like Finland and Sweden, they've got complete broadcast crews here. It's a big event, the World Championship, especially after the one in Switzerland, of course, was wiped out. The one in Riga last year got played with COVID restrictions, and this one is as close to normal as we have been for a long time. Ganal plays it out for Feldner. Feldner got stopped at the line by Jordan. Vejmelka blocks it. Jordan is on it. Czechia hanging on to the 1-0 lead. Austria hanging on to the fact that they are one shot away from tying this thing.
Couldn't have said it any better. I mean, it seems as though Czechia, and they have been in control of the game and the puck, but one errant penalty could change everything. Austria, if they could pull a point out of this game, my goodness, but their power play hasn't done much for them, and they haven't really tested Vejmelka a lot.
Philip Wimmer in the corner in a battle there with Stransky. Wimmer trying to pull it out of the pile, number 13 for Austria. Ackerman waiting for it to come loose. Stransky for Czechia trying to get it back for Michael Kempny, but Ackerman is on it. Ackerman will send it for Nico Brunner. Brunner will chase this down into the Czechia zone. Kempny sends it around for Schmeichel. Schmeichel sends it back from where it came. Hronek is on it. Stransky heads to the bench. Austria in a change as well. And with 9:17 to go here in the third period, it'll be Hronek who will direct traffic. On for Kempny. He'll drop it back. Tomas Hertl lost his footing and went down. Talk about a bounce on a power play. Tomas Hertl losing it. There was almost an offensive chance for Austria.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of players just lose their footing, whether it's the ice or battling around and losing an edge somewhere along the way.
Kempny, Blumel, Vrana, Hertl. Back for Vrana. Right back up the ice now for Austria. Lebler will get to the blue line, sends it around the boards. Kasper's after it. Kasper and Kondratic tie each other up. Puck chipped around the boards. Sundell plays it back to that corner. And another battle between Kondratic and Kasper. And the puck is underneath Kasper. Kondratic trying to kick it loose. And it's right back where those two can pick it up for a third time.
He just got up in time, and there we go. Puck battle.
Round 3 of the battle between Kondratic and Kasper. At the line, shot by Zundel, but it ends up on the stick of Blumel. He'll play it for Kondratic and he'll play it for Skotka.
And you think Czechia is fine with this. They're not allowing shots. They're going to slow it down even more to make the complete change. They're not in a hurry to get up the ice. They'll do the big drop pass on their way through the neutral zone.
Sklenicka for Spocheck, and Spocheck will wind his way in. Played back. Cernak lets it go. Played to the front of the net and a deflection, and that did not miss by much. Michael Spocheck, the 25-year-old, spent this past season in Frölunda, his first there. Championship in Trinich. Time winds down to under 7 here in the third period. Feldner. He'll send that through. Ganal tries to work it off the corner boards. And Cervenka will clear it. Vukovic's back into his own end, and they'll wind it up again. Feldner hits the line, lets the wrist shot go. Kempny blocked it. Feldner trying to slam it to the front of the net. Ganal after it. Plays it back at the line where Hackle will send it back down for Feldner. Feldner being watched by Kempny. Krejci picks up the chase. Ganal is on the puck. Knocked off of his stick and cleared out for Blumel. He'll play it back. There was no one there in a white jersey.
He got slashed in the hand and then thought, as they've been doing through this game, the drop pass to the trailing player, but nobody was there. And again, the Czech Republic is playing just well enough to be up in this game 1-0, feeling they're in control, and Austria can't manufacture scoring chances.
Bruder will play it on for Wimmer. Wimmer will send it. Ackerman tried to get that to the short side. It was blocked. Getting knocked down was Schwinger. Hits up somewhat gingerly. Puck does come right back to him and took just a little too long to bring it in across the line. And that put Ackerman offside.
Interference. Penalty shot. Yeah, wash. Good.
.24 left to go here in period number 3. Kasper is back out. As we mentioned this earlier, a lot of NHL scouts in this building watching Jiricek and Kasper go head to head. We also talked about Kempny signing as a free agent, Artemi Panarin signing as a free agent. And it was a great signing by Chicago with Panarin because he went on to have a great World Championship. Krejci takes this low. Krejci will play it back for Kempny. Kempny tees it up. Save made by Starkbaum.
You're looking for that diamond in the rough. Maybe a player that you don't have a scout that regularly is at his league, or a player that was on your list as a 17-year-old that never got drafted, and then at 23 he's starting to blossom. And if you can find a unrestricted free agent European hockey player that you can plunk into your lineup on an entry-level contract, you've done yourself some good if you can play in your top 3 lines.
It's a chance to pick up a talented player that can help your roster. We talked about a couple players.
Well, I've been liking the game of, not this game, but the game of Blumel, but he's drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. Icing to slow this game down even further.
There's the coach of the Czechia team.
He was the top coach in Finland in 2005 with Karpat, and 2007, that's Kari Jalonen. And in 2006, the top coach in Finland, Jukka Jalonen. So 3 Jalonens in a row, but they're not related.
No, they are not. But both very good hockey coaches.
Jukka Jalonen is the coach of the Finnish team.
And have a resume that will back up what we are talking about. This was gloved ahead. Play will get whistled down. Czechia trying to grind out a 1-0 win.
And the Battle of Alberta is going to be underway in the NHL playoffs. Kari Jalonen played for both teams. 37 NHL games, mostly with Calgary. And he retired playing for Rouen in the French League in '96.
Taken at center and slammed in by Zundel. Taken by Kondratic. He'll lift this out to center ice, and it slips back into the Austrian zone. And just does get across the line for icing.
Austria has 3 shots in this period. It's not mounting any sort of comeback because they get snuffed out anytime they're passing it towards the net. And they don't have the type of player that has the breakaway individual speed. There's puck races up the ice, but they can't separate themselves from this Czech team going up ice.
Tomáš Hertl wins the face-off. Brana trying to deflect it out, does. Taken by Blumel. So Blumel, that was on that line with Krejci and Cervenka, has been moved to this line with Tomáš Hertl and Jakub Vrana. There's a save by Vamelka, and we'll get another stoppage in play.
Let's see what happens in that zone right now. Yeah! The world champions interference of Bristol Bench zone is already between the arena and the railway station zone. It's very easy to find. In the bench zone, you will find other hockey bags, even music, food, drinks, official bag products, and of course, all hockey games on the big screen. And best of all, admission to the show is for free. When you're going home, remember fan zone and remember what happens in fan zone. This is fan zone. Yeah, DJ Tommy Portion. Ei muuta kuin Tommy pistää musiikki soimaan. Ja muistakaa tosiaan fan zone. Heti matsin jälkeen menkää tutustumaan sinne. Siellä on muita kiekkopaneja. Paljon ruokaa, juomaa, virallisia panikootteita. Ja tästä lähdetään kunnon pöykäpönttöön. 4 minuuttia jäljellä.
Sweden and Great Britain, our second game here at Nokia Arena. Czechia trying to grind this one out and move into 3rd place. They'd be in a tie with Sweden, but Sweden has only played 2 games. Their 3rd game is tonight, but they would get ahead of Team USA. Team USA with that win over Austria in extra time. That was a 2-point win, not a 3-point win.
They were down in that game.
They were down 2-0. Austria down by 1 here with under 4 to go. Trying to mount some kind of an offense. Mayer at the line. He'll play it across and off a stick and up and out of play as Unterweger tried to play it down low.
So the execution just hasn't been there on both sides. There's been 4 power plays in the hockey game, 2 for each team. They've combined for a grand total of 1 shot. It's 2 teams that are getting in the passing lanes with their sticks, not allowing players to take the puck towards the net. And both goaltenders, although not overly busy, have done their job so far.
Krejci wins the face-off, and they say it was not dropped fairly. They'll do it all over again. This is where Czechia has an advantage. They've got Tomáš Hertl and David Krejci that they can kind of bring back out one after the other for face-offs. Both are very good. Krejci wins that one. It gets sent around for Cervenka. Cervenka trying to play it out. Heinrich trying to hold it in. And it's back for Sundell.
And it's Fleck that is on this line in lieu of Blumel. This will go down for icing, and Fleck's got the speed. But Kari Jalonen will keep his troops fresh and gets offense's zone face-off. Looks like a checking line that he's putting out there.
Spocheck comes out. Heinrich plays it up the boards, out the center ice. Kondratic will hammer it right back in. Comes all the way around for Zahorna and Sundell. And good backup there for Schmeichel. Spocheck in on the forecheck. Kondratic pinching in from the right point, holds it in. Comes off a skate to the near side boards. Sundell will chop it to Schneider. No room for Schneider. He'll play it back into his own end. Under 3 now to go here in the third. And offside, or did this go off someone at the Czechia bench? I think that's what the call is.
Yes, the offside. Getting in a little early. And this is a better start to the tournament than last year for Czechia. They lost to the Russian team 4-3, and then Switzerland the next night 5-2, and eked out a win against Belarus in overtime. Czechia did. And in the quarterfinals, ran up against Finland, lost 1-0 on a Yuri Inhala goal.
Kempny in his first game with Czechia. As we mentioned a couple minutes ago, David Pasternak is on his way. Jeremy Swayman is on his way for Team USA. Chipped up the boards. Feldner will play it up at center. Lebler with the shot. That goes off a skate. And Vejmelka had to be careful with that. Bernd Wolf charging in the defenseman. Now a race forward back. And a chance for Vrana taking it to the net. Never did get a shot away. Vrana in a battle in behind the net, but Austria there to clear, and here comes Feldner. For Ali Wakovitz. Wakovitz tried to send that down low. Played around the boards, but intercepted. Jammed to the crease. Where is it? Vejmelka's down, and it gets kicked away.
And his stick held awkwardly, trying to block the pass, and then lost it. It was stuck in his pad.
Blumel in with the shot. Right pad save made by Starkbaum. Lebler back up the ice for Austria. Snaps it off the backboards. First on it. Gets jammed away from him, though. Back to the line. Mayer's on it. Mayer. Starkbaum still in the nets for Austria. Came to the side of the net. Vejmelka down. Cervenka after it. Howden is there. Cervenka trying to clear. Howden blocked it. Back for Mayer. Mayer in the shot block. Rebound. Oh, what a save. Right pad saved by Karel Vejmelka to keep this a 1-0 lead. Starkbaum is still in the net. Back to the line it comes for Howden. Howden. And now Starkbaum will make his way to the bench. Lebler with the shot. That's off a leg into the corner for Mayer. Schneider off the bench for the extra attacker. Schneider will play it back for Mayer. Heinrich now off the bench as they start a change. Lebler plays it back for Mayer, on for Heinrich. Heinrich sends it for Schneider, back for Heinrich, tees it up. Save made, Vejmelka scramble. They score! The net comes off the pegs. They're going to take a look at this, but this looks like it will count.
All the patience, moving the puck around the outside, waiting for the best opportunity to get it towards the net, and Vejmelka's been unsettled here in the last minute or two, losing his stick and everything else. Loses the shot off the blocker off his head. And then Lebler kicks it forward, and as he's falling forward, bumps it over the line. The hard one-timer eludes the goaltender.
So now the question is, does he get a stick on it before it crosses the goal line?
I think he does.
Because there's the kick.
The foot off both skates, and I think he gets the toe of his stick on it before the puck is completely over the line.
Agree.
The crossbar will be in the way for a bit, but looks like to me with the fancy footwork, this is probably the best shot we'll get. Stick's being held off the toe of the stick, and Kondratic can't keep it from going over. The net does go up off the moorings, but doesn't come completely off, but the puck's in the net by then.
Yep.
So it's a goal on the ice. You saw the referee's whistle in hand come into the frame. It has to be evidence to overturn that goal call. And
I think it counts.
I'm with you. And Brian Lebler is able to do it late. And Starkbaum was in the net. It was a minute 45 they have the puck, a minute 30. Went down to less than a minute when he finally got to the bench.
And we talked about this during the game, that Czechia looked as though they were just trying to grind out a 1-0 win and flirting with danger. So even if they win this game, there's 37 seconds left in regulation, so barring a late goal by either team, it's not going to be a clean win. It's going to be an extra time win, which is only worth the 2 points. There's another look at it. I don't think it crosses the line, which would then be a kicking motion that would put it across the line. Before Lebler does get a stick on this, the officials have seen enough. They are going to come out and make the call.
Well, I've already written down in pen. A goal.
After video review, the call on the ice stand. We have a good goal.
So a 1-1 tie, back to what we were talking about. So Czechia has this chance with a clean win to jump ahead of the United States in the standings. And unable to get that second goal or muster much of an offensive attack.
Here's my question, and I'm not trying to coach from across the bench, but why would you have Kondratic and Spocheck, your second pair in D out there, when you've got Kempny and Hronek, 2 NHLers? And those 2 NHLers are out now.
So a 1-1 tie. So Brian Lebler gets the goal. Heinrich gets it to the front of the net from the blue line after he takes the pass from Schneider. And that's your scoring play. Kempny jumps on the loose puck, 9 seconds, and Kempny's shot goes off the stick and up into the netting. And we'll have one last face-off in the Austria zone.
This is Vejmelka losing his stick. This is him flailing around. And this is the goal. Walker, mask.
He made a big save off Felder.
Yeah, he did. That left pad. But it's in the past now. 10.3 seconds with a good clean win and quick pass across in some traffic. Czechia could sneak out of this one.
Hurdle and Krejci both out now. Heinrich has it behind his own net. Short side try there, or from behind the goal line a try. As Hurdle puts it to the net, turned away by Starkbaum. And Czechia and Austria are going to overtime, a huge point for Austria.
After a 3-3 intermission, the overtime will be played with 1 goalkeeper and 3 skaters per team. Koska varsinaisen pelin jälkeen tilanne on tasan, seuraa 3 minuutin tauon jälkeen 5 minuutin jatkoaika maalista poikki menetelmällä. Jatkoaika pelataan 1 maalivahdilla ja 3 kenttäpelaajalla per joukkue. Shots on goal in the third period. Team Austria 6, Team Czechia 6. Laukaukset maalia kohti kolmannessa erässä. Itävalta 6, Tsekki 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been making a lot of noise today, but I know you can do better than that. Are you ready? Austria fans, bist du bereit zu schreien? Bist du bereit zu schreien? Jesse Hockey fans, jede med Bombe! Jede med Bombe, Jesse Dotto! Doch Bühreie! Doch Bühreie!
So a goal that was disallowed in the opening period. And then Cervenka opens the scoring for Czechia. It stays 1-0 until the dying seconds. And Austria finds a way to tie this game. Brian Lebler with the tying marker. And just like that, Austria picks up another point. Czechia probably a heavy favorite in this game. Maybe loses a point depending on what happens here in overtime. And we are headed to some 3-on-3. Welcoming everyone who was watching the Denmark game against Italy. Matthias Bau with the game-winning goal. Alex Patan and Nikolai Ehlers had the other goals as Denmark wins in regulation. And unlike Austria's other point, they had a 2-0 lead against Team USA. And that one got to overtime and they lost it on that Luke Hughes overtime winner. This one they trailed right to the dying seconds and found a way to get the tying goal. And we're headed for 3-on-3.
They had the puck in the offensive zone in the last minute and a half, kept it around until they finally pulled the goaltender, the 6-on-5 goal, and 38 seconds left in the game. And we'll see what the approach is here for Czechia with the 3-on-3.
38 seconds left in regulation when Brian Lebler tied it for Austria. Heinrich, a speedster for Austria. In on Kondratic, puts on the brakes. He'll drop it back. Taken by Nisner. Circles in behind the Czechia net. Almost lost it against the checking of Kondratic. He gets chased all the way back in behind his own goal. Czechia makes its first change. Here comes Schneider. Schneider trying to split the D, does! And lets a backhander go, and Hronek got enough of it. It never did get to Vejmelka. Tomáš Hertl. And didn't like what he saw. Circles back, sends it on for Hronek. Hronek puts on the brakes, and he'll get forced out by Unterweger. Now for Mate Blumel, 3 goals in the tournament for him. Leaves it for Hronek. Hronek at the line. Hertl has to put on the brakes. Hronek again forced back by Howden. On it goes for Cernak. Back for Michael Kempny. He'll drop for Schmeichel, and Schmeichel will finally get it into the Austrian zone. Schmeichel, a little toe drag. Circles it up high, was going to drop it off, and he'll take it all the way back to his own blue line.
Well, whatever they talked about coming into overtime involved regrouping and cycling it in the neutral zone. The Czechia group has got more skill, more speed, and more hockey savvy than this.
Somewhere the offensively gifted general manager of this team, Peter Nedved, is pulling his hair out. In across for Zohorna, back for Kempny. Kempny with the shot turned away. Kempny for Stransky. Stransky sends it back. Zohorna chased in behind the net by Ackerman. Zohorna for Stransky. Stransky, and he gets forced out by Bernd Wolf. Sends it back for Zahorna. Austria interchange, Zahorna across the line. Zahorna puts on the brakes. Skotka takes it in behind the net. Skotka gives way to Peter Schneider, and Schneider breaks up the ice. Maybe an odd man rush, but it's turned over at the line. Back in for David Krejci. Krejci works it into the high slot. Can't get a shot away against the checking of Nisner. Krejci will dump it back for Skotka. Skotka had Cervenka in front of the net, couldn't get it to him. Cross ice pass, this goes off the backside of Schneider and back in for Krejci. He'll leave for Cervenka. Back for Krejci on that backside, and Heinrich got a stick on it.
And finally, Marco Kasper is out on the ice.
Down to the front of the net, and Starkbaum makes the save off of Hronek.
Trying to go between the legs, fool the goaltender, but doesn't get it between the pads. A couple of sloppy changes for Austria in overtime. Hronek trying to settle a bouncing puck, and Starkbaum stays with it. The poke check, but Starkbaum was able to keep his balance enough while on his knees to get the arms up and was able to hold on to that.
Each team with a point, they're playing for the second. Hertl gets chased back out at center by Howdem. Blumel. Kasper in pursuit. Blumel forced to the outside, forced in behind the net by Kasper. Stays on it, tried to leave it for Kondratic. Kasper giving Blumel all sorts of difficulties. Played for Hertl. Tomas Hertl lost it against the checking of Kasper. Kasper will send it cross ice. Howdem trying to work his way around Kondratic. Howdem tied up in the corner with Kondratic. And Czechia. A lead pass that got blocked by Bernd Wolf, and now finally played around for Tomas Hertl. Ali Wakovitz in on him. And it's all the way back in behind the net for David Krejci with Ganal after him. Cervenka, Krejci, and Kempny. Wakovitz, he'll drop it back, and Heinrich will rip one over top the net. Here comes Kempny. Into the final 10 of overtime. Kempny jamming it on the short side. Nothing doing there. And Austria and Czechia will decide this one in a shootout. They'll scrape the ice. Shootout when we come back to Nokia Arena.
Each team will assign 5 skaters. Koska tilanne on jatkojen jälkeen tasan, seuraa voittomaalilaukkauskilpailu. Kumpikin joukkue nimeää 5 kenttäpelaajaa. Ja shots and goal in overtime. Team Austria 0, Team Czechia 3. Laukaukset maaliakot jatkoajalla, Itävalta 0, Tsekki 3.
shootout time here in Nokia Arena, and for Austria, they're mostly left-hand shots, Dennis, and so in the shootout, a typical move for a left-hand shot is to come down, fake the shot, and then pull it to the backhand and slip it either between the goaltender's legs or up over the glove. Well, Vejmelka catches with the right, so if you do that move, his stick is in his left hand. You're going to hit that stick. It's going to stay on the ice. They have to pull, fake the shot, and then push it up over the glove, shoot it across the body. Starkbaum, for him, I think he's been good in this game, but once he gets moving one way, he can't really get back to the other. So for Czechia, and they've got some nifty stick handlers, I would come in, I would fake like I was going to pull it all the way across him, and then quickly get back to the other side, hold it for an extra second when he's down, and then slide it in. Maybe even a Forsberg. The one-handed.
So Tomáš Hertl will be the first to shoot for Czechia. In on Starkbaum. Hertl with some speed to the forehand and shot it wide. Tomáš Hertl staying to the forehand and just simply misses the net. Young Kasper. First up for Austria, Kasper in on Vejmelka, and Vejmelka stays with him.
Didn't give a fake at the last moment, coming in and then trying to go glove. When he gets into the backhand, that first moment, had to hold it there more.
Roman Cervenka, who has the Czechia goal in this game, captain of this squad, fires and a right pad save made by Starkbaum.
Trying to see if he can't pull the goaltender one way and get it past the blocker, but that was nicely defended by Starkbaum.
Manuel Ganal wearing the C in the absence of Tomáš Raffl is next to shoot. In on Vejmelka, went to the backhand, and Vejmelka gets that left pad down and kicks it away.
Really sold the shot, so much so he got off balance, pulling with the toe and lost the puck.
Mate Blumel next up for Czechia. Round 3 of a 5-round shootout. Blumel to the backhand, and Starkbaum says no.
That's the typical move for a left-hand shot, the fake and then pull it to the backhand. But Starkbaum stays low.
Peter Schneider, 28 this season in Salzburg.
He's a shooter.
Schneider in on Vejmelka, takes it to the right. Slows it down, goes to the backhand, scores!
Did he wiggle his way in? Almost thought he cut back too much. And the head fake back to the backhand and past the glove of Vejmelka. This is off the post and in.
Yuri Schmeichel is next up for Czechia. Schmeichel in on Starkbaum. Schmeichel to the backhand, and Starkbaum makes the glove save.
That's when you need to stop and come right across. It's hard to do when your momentum is taking you there, but Starkbaum's been great.
Dominik Heinrich for the win for Austria. Heinrich in on Vejmelka, scores, or did it go off the pipe?
I heard pipe. Let's see it.
It is. It's the crossbar, not the back bar.
That close.
So now it is on Starkbaum, the netminder, against David Krejci. And he slaps it wide. And Austria, with a huge upset win, defeats Czechia.
It took them to the very end, but the dramatics say it all.
David Krejci, the last hope for Czechia, misses the net. 2-1. Austria wins it in a shootout.
lopputulos Tsekki 1, Itävalta 2. Shootout goal in a tie game. Team Austria 19, Team Czechia 25. Laukaukset kohti maalia koko ottelussa. Itävalta 19, Tsekki 25.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reward the best player on both teams. The best players of each team will be awarded with an official watch by Tissot, official timekeeper of the 2029 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The best player of Team Czechia will be presented by Suvi Aherto, Director Communication, Marketing and Sustainability 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Organizing Committee. The best player of Team Czechia, number 20, Hynek Sohorna. The best player of Team Austria will be presented by Janita Suomalainen, representative of the International Ice Hockey Federation. The best player of Team Austria, number 29, Bernhard Starkbaum.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise for the national anthem of the winning team Austria. Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkue Itävallan kansallislaulu. In Helsinki, the final score between Team Italy and Team Denmark 1-2. Ja lopputulos Helsingistä Italia-Tanska 1-2. The 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament will continue today here in Nokia Arena. It's 8:20 p.m. with the game of Team Sweden against Team Great Britain. Welcome! Vuoden 2022 IIHF:n jääkiekon MM-kisat jatkuvat tänään täällä Nokia Areenalla ottelulla Ruotsi, Iso-Britannia kello 20:20. Tervetuloa! Ladies and gentlemen, the arena is emptied between the games. Let's see you soon. Arvoisa yleisö, areena tyhjennetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään pian.
Jan, for 59 minutes in this game, you guys were leading. What broke down at the end?
Well, it's hard to say that right after the game, but I think we should score more goals than one because we had a couple chances. So we have to score more goals than one. It's hard to win on one goal.
You talk about scoring more goals, but the Austrian defense just really sticks to it. Why was it so difficult to get an offense going?
I don't really know what to say. I need to check the video first, but Austria played well all the game. They had their plan and they strict play it. So it was hard for us to get there to the ozone, have some time there, and next game we have to be better.
Yeah, and you've got a day off before you face Latvia. How do you regroup?
I think we'll watch video for sure, and then we'll go on a team dinner maybe to talk because we need to play way better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, one more question you have to answer, sorry, in Czech. How do you regroup from this game heading into your next game?
I can answer in Czech. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
thank you.
Yeah. Can you ask one more time, please? Sorry.
Yeah. How do you regroup from this game ahead of Latvia?
Musíme si sednout si na to na videu, podívat se na naše chyby, jsme dělali špatně a určitě si to rozebereme do detailu, ať jsme lepší další zápas.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Bye.
Brian, over a month ago, you didn't even think you'd be playing in this division, and today you've just beat the 7th ranked team in the world. How does this feel?
Yeah, I mean, it feels really good. I mean, we came together pretty quickly there, and then we got this opportunity. We're all excited about it, and we're just trying to enjoy every day, and this is another day we're enjoying.
With about 40 seconds left in the game, your intensity absolutely built, and then you scored that goal. How did you make that happen?
I mean, it's a simple end of the game desperation. Pucks to the net, get a few guys in front of the net, and bang it home.
How can you take the confidence from this win and even what you built against the USA into the next game in the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, these teams are unbelievable. You know what I mean? And there's no room for error, so we just gotta stay focused, pay attention to detail, and be smart with pucks when we have them.
One more, and then if you could answer in German. This win is huge. You guys are 17th in the world. They're the 7th ranked team.
Yeah.
How big was this win today?
Das ist unglaublich. Unglaublich.
Thank you.
Yeah, boy, on the fucking rights. Woo! Woo! Let's go, baby! Woo! Fucking rights. Yes. Woo! In 15 Minuten